name is David, and when I am not volunteering my time, I am the operations director at the Management Group, which is a property management company. So indirectly, we've actually helped out this film festival because we're dealing with a lot of the actors who have been brought in and indirectly affected and encouraged by this in the film industry that's burgeoning in New Mexico. So we're really excited about it. We like to support and volunteer our time however we can to support this. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm not volunteering at the film festival, but I work on Toyotas. That's my
We're telling our stories?
Yes.
What do you want to know?
Basically, what do you do when you're not working on film festivals? And
I'm in between I'm in between two things. So in the meantime, I'm doing a bunch of odd jobs, working at a restaurant part-time, waiting tables, and I'm working for Silversmith making jewelry. And I'm also a personal assistant.
Mike Miller, and I produced two of the movies that are here while I'm stuffing my face.
no worries.
American Dream, which is an immigration story, and Please Call the Colony, that is a story about Penn State math professor Boris Weisweiler, who disappeared in Chile in 1985. Both of these social dramas, both of them produced as shorts, using mostly New Mexico people, New Mexico actors, New Mexico crew, although we shot part of the colony in Los Angeles, and we have stars in that. The colony is a Fox Searchlight grant that came about as a result of the Flicks on 66 being movie, and American Dream is part of the New Mexico Film Intensive here at the College Saturday in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Look for them. Both of them have features following the shorts, and we expect to see you at the box office.
Okay, hi. Well, my name is Stephen Kahn. I'm coming up to the festival from southern New Mexico, Las Cruces. And I just had a short shown at the New Mexico Film Center called Phantasmo. It was a little comedy short, about 10 minutes. It's my friend Brian Armstrong, who I worked with in the late great improv group On the Wing in Las Cruces. He and I had worked together. He had written the script. I offered to direct it. It's about a broken down superhero who has turned his back on an unappreciative world, and his replacement Pizza Boy inspires him to give it another try. And Brian played the part of the Pizza Boy, and Tom Smith, the head of the theater department at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, he was kind enough to play Phantasmo, and it got a nice little reception, you know. I mean, for my skill in directing, it turned out okay. We had filmed a number of skits. Brian and I filmed a number of skits. When we had the improv group together, I said, hey, let's try to be the Ben Stiller show. Let's film some skits. So there's a number of skits. If you look on Steve Kahn, C-O-N-N, that's one word, Steve Kahn, on YouTube, you can see all our skits, what we tried to put together. As to the future, you know, as I push this for the film festival, I'm a cartoonist. This is my cartoon, Radioactive Rabbi. I've got a website, radioactiverabbi.com. It's sort of a lighthearted look at Jewish affairs, kind of like the Boondocks, what they're doing for, you know, black life, but American Jews are very uptight about the Middle East, so it's hard to get it across, but I try. But if you go to radioactiverabbi.com, you can see all my comic strips, all my films. If anyone out there is interested in giving me some kind of deal, hey, I'm not adverse to it. So,
hi, this
is Steve Kahn again, the filmmaker at the 8th Annual Santa Fe Film Festival. I'm just talking about strictly background, but it was a great slice of life film about life as an extra in LA. And there was this guy who keeps getting mistaken for Pat Morita. So he gets the roles, and he had a great Pat Morita quote about karate, not in statue, karate in self, you know, and no one in the theater laughed at that. I thought it was funny. So there you go. And
so, what do you think? How the movie was portrayed? You thought it was in good light, or?
I thought it was very sympathetic. You know, personally, as a I've seen a few documentaries. I would have liked more in depth on some of. There was only in depth on a few of the extra actors. I would have liked a little more in depth on others. But in a way, you know, it summed up the sort of bittersweet, sort of punishing life of an extra. So that's.
Did you understand the complete gist that people do it just for the love of it, not necessarily the money?
I did. I understood the gist of. No, I don't know. I think when the director mentioned it was when the casting director mentioned that how many lost souls come to LA to do extra work, you realize that each of these people that it profiled, the movie profiled, they were all lost souls, and that was kind of fascinating. So,
but they all had a commonality. You notice how they were friends. A lot of them worked on the same shows?
That's right. So there must have been some bond that wove them together.
That's good.
Yeah.
My biggest challenge? Wow. Of course, with my crew, they were all hearing, and there were just the two of us who were deaf, Vernon and I, and communicating with the crew. And we only had one interpreter the whole time. We weren't able to switch off with interpreters. So that was our biggest challenge, communicating with the crew, what each person was supposed to be doing. So I would be in communication with Robert through my pager, setting up times and stuff. That was a challenge too. But the crew was a great group to be working with. They really listened to what I had to say. They paid attention. They didn't ignore me. They would watch me while I was signing. They were very patient with me. And so, yeah, working with the crew, that was my biggest challenge. Filming, making sure that they were filming the right things, that the filming was going smoothly. So it was a great experience for me. The best moment. Let me think. More like that whole feeling, feeling good, feeling very positive, understanding, working with the football team, that they were winning the state championship, but being able to tell that story about these deaf kids who were challenging hearing people, and that everything went great for them, and that people would accept them for who they were, and people were accepting me for who I was. So it wasn't necessarily so much winning the state championship, but that everybody was playing on an even field. It didn't matter who was deaf and who were hearing. They were all players playing a game. And it didn't matter that they were hearing or that they were deaf. They were players. Everybody was a player. And everybody was on the same, I can't think of the word, on the same plane.
Okay, are you planning on, I'm sure you're planning on subtitling. Have you considered putting regular titles there automatically without having to do the closed captioning?
Yes, I'm planning on adding the captioning for the deaf and the hearing people. For the hearing people, when they're signing, have the captioning so that the hearing people will know what their signing is. And then when people are talking, have the captioning for the deaf people, so that everybody has quick access, having captioning for both hearing and deaf people, so that both the hearing and the deaf audience will enjoy my film.